If you're new to the makeup game or you just want to overall improve how your makeup looks and lasts, then look no further because this video is going to be for you. Today, we're going to be talking about 5 steps that you can take in order to improve and elevate your makeup game. So let's start off with tip number 1, which controversially might be the most important one, and that's going to be skin prep. The last thing that you want to do is apply makeup to dry, unprepped skin because the way that it would peel, look dry, and also your makeup won't last, so you want to avoid that completely. And we do that by having a good skin prep. So let me show you my favorite products to use. I have already washed my face, and the first step that I always like to go in with is a serum, and this one from Peach and Lily is my absolute favorite at the moment. This is their glass skin serum. This is the secret to that glass skin effect. And I love applying this under my makeup because I feel like it gives me the most gorgeous looking skin. For my moisturizer, I love the Pharmacy Halo Glow Moisturizer. This is very gentle on the skin. It's perfect for sensitive skin, which I have. And it also smells like honey, which is so good. I like to dot this around. This is a pretty rich cream, so it's going to give you that really plump skin, which is exactly what you want before you apply anything on your face. Now I'm going to put on some Rhode Glazing Milk over the top of that moisturizer. I feel like this really just locks it all in. You can do this under your moisturizer as well because it is thinner, but I feel like this is that perfect moisture over the top. Honestly, my rule of thumb is the closer you look to a glazed donut, the more prepped your skin is. I'm going to use my little fan to really set that all in. And that should be your skin all nice and prepped. Now the real question is, do you need a primer? And to that I say, maybe. If you have a full skincare routine that you follow and your skin is nice and hydrated, plump at the end of it, you probably won't need a primer. However, if your skin still feels a little bit dry or you still have like a lot of pores showing and you want to kind of hide that, there are definitely primers for that. I think that my skincare really did the job, so I'm just gonna skip primer today. So now we can move on to tip number 2, and this one is going to be something that we're going to be doing throughout, and that is using a hydration spray. Last thing we want is to have dry skin. By the end of this, we want our skin to look healthy, covered, and not cracking in areas we don't want it to crack. So that's where this little guy comes in very, very handy. This is the Jane Iredale hydration spray, and this is probably one of the best things ever created. I use this in between my makeup steps all the time. This really makes sure that your makeup isn't coming out dry, because yes, although we have done all of this skin prep, when you apply product upon product, it can still dry your skin out, and this is the prevention of all of it. I do have a couple of these laying around all over my beauty room, but these are the 2 that I could find right at this minute. I have this one, which is the pomegranate scent. I have this blue one, which is the chamomile scent, I believe. If you don't know about Jane Iredale, all of their makeup is clean makeup, and you're gonna see me using it throughout this video because I genuinely love their products. They do not break me out, they don't clog my pores. This is truly such a find of a makeup company, and I use them so much, I love them so much that they even gave me my own personal discount code. So if you guys do want to try any of their products, you can go ahead and use my discount code Rosita20 on their website and get yourself a discount. But I'm only bringing this up because I genuinely love their stuff. Anyways, today we're going to be using this hydration spray here, and I'm just going to start off on top of no makeup. It does smell like pomegranate, which is really nice. And we're going to go back to my trusty little fan and really let that sink in. Step number 3 is a secret that Kendall Jenner's makeup artist has actually shared with us, and that is the underpainting technique. Makeup artist Mary Phillips shared this with us, and she said that this is the best way to get a nice and flawless base that is perfect for a natural day makeup look. Underpainting is exactly what it sounds like. You're basically putting makeup underneath your foundation. So your concealer, your contour, and your blush goes underneath the foundation. And essentially, this gives you a very nice and flawless finish without looking too harsh. Now I'm gonna start off with concealer, and I'm going in with a lighter shade for areas that I want to brighten. So that will be my under eyes, my forehead, the sides of my jaw. Next, with a shade that's closer to my skin tone, I'm gonna cover up any blemishes that I may have. Let's bring it back to tip number 2 and spray this down with some hydration spray. I'm going to go in with this Jane Iredale blending brush and blend that out. The beauty of the underpainting technique is that you don't have to be as precise. You know, you don't have to look into the mirror and make sure everything is blended seamlessly because you are going to be applying foundation on top. So it's almost like a double blend that you're giving yourself. Next, we're going to move on to contour, and I'm going to use this Milk Makeup little contour stick, I guess you could call it. You could just go ahead and contour in your usual places that you like to contour. For me, it's my forehead. Then I like to follow my natural shadow on my cheek, so around here. I'm going to put a tiny bit on my nose as well, just to get that nose contour. If you want to do a little bronzy eye look, you could also apply some right here and blend that into your eye. You can go ahead and spray this down as well. Contour really doesn't need to sit on your skin, so you could just blend it immediately. And to finish this off, I'm going to do this pink blush. I forgot to mention, but you do want to make sure everything you're using is liquid. You do not want to be applying powder yet. And you can just blend that out on top of everything. It's absolutely okay to look a little crazy right now. This is just all part of the process, because now you want to put foundation over the top of this. I'm going to go in with my absolute favorite drugstore foundation. It's this Maybelline one. And I'm just warming it up in my hand a little bit before I apply it. I'm gonna begin tapping that into my skin. You wanna make sure you're tapping it and not smearing it, because you're just going to pretty much move all the product underneath. One thing I'm not doing is bringing the foundation all the way up into your inner corner of the eye. You could leave that area alone, because the less product you put here, the better it's going to turn out. Never forget your forehead, okay? This is very important. We can tell when you don't wear foundation on your forehead, okay? It is very noticeable, so always make sure you are applying foundation everywhere. Okay, and this is my skin right now. You see how glowy it is? That is exactly what you want. You don't want it to be dry, you don't want it to be cakey, nothing of the sorts. You want it to be glowy, you want to look like you are sweating, okay? And you see how you can still see that product on my cheeks, but at the same time, it does not look heavy. It looks so natural, and that is exactly what you want. And guess what we're gonna do right after blending that out? Another hydration spray. This brings us on to tip number 4, which is do not be scared of powders. With the whole clean girl, dewy skin aesthetic going on, it is very tempting to skip on powders and just go out looking like a glazed donut. But unless you want your hair sticking, your makeup coming off, and overall just feeling very uncomfortable, you will want to powder your skin. So I'm going to show you my favorite products to use to really set that makeup in, and also make sure that your cheekbones are defined, blush is a little bit more highlighted, etc. The first product that I always use, and I will not skip this until the day that I die, is this Jane Iredale powder foundation. I'm going to show you in real time, okay, how this works, because let me tell you something. This stuff right here is a kept secret, in my opinion, okay? It is truly a kept secret. I'm gonna grab this Jane Iredale handy brush, and I am just going to go to town into this powder. This is a filter in powder form. All you do is you grab some on the brush, start applying it downwards onto your skin. And this is gonna make sure that no pore is visible, okay? This is how you really set that makeup and lock it in and make sure that your skin looks filtered. Here is a little side by side. This has no powder and this has the powder on top. And although it looks like it's not that crazy of a difference, that's a great thing, because what this does is it makes sure that your makeup looks like you just applied it throughout the day. Like your makeup will not get that dry, cracky look. It will make sure that it stays nice and hydrated and plump, while at the same time holding down those cream products. Next on our list of powders is we're gonna set the under eyes, and I'm gonna use this e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder alongside this sponge that has a sharp inner corner. Really don't want to pick up too much product, so rub that in and then just rub off the excess into your arm. And go ahead and press that in. Again, tapping motions. You don't want to streak your makeup. This is what's really going to get rid of that greasy look and give you that flawless mattified under eye. Here is the side-by-side comparison. And going in with the same technique on the other side. You can also bring this powder down into your chin and your forehead as well. Pretty much any areas where you want to control the glowiness, you can just add that on top. Now on top of all of that, I'm going to go in with a loose powder that is much brighter than the other one and pretty much do a baking technique. And I'm only going to apply this on areas that I want to brighten. And instead of wiping that away, I'm gonna go in with the hydration spray over the top, and that's just gonna melt that into the skin. Once you do that, you really need to let it dry before you go in with any other powders. You see how I didn't wipe that away, but it still melted into the skin, and now I have this beautiful, gorgeous, bright under eye because of a translucent powder. Now my skin is dry and it is ready for some more powder, because we're not done yet. I'm gonna use this Jane Iredale blush bronzer highlight combination. This is in the shade Peaches and Cream. It is absolutely gorgeous. You're gonna see how it looks on my cheek. And going in with their powder complexion brush, I'm just gonna pick some up and start applying it where I would put my bronzer. This truly gives you that gorgeous highlighted blush look without it looking too harsh, and just sits so beautifully with the rest of the makeup. It really is a 3-in-1 product, because I feel like I don't need anything else on my cheeks. Like, this is enough. Now you can go ahead and add more powder if you want. You can add blush, bronzer, whatever your heart desires, but I think I'm good. I'm gonna leave it at here. I'm gonna finish up my makeup before we move on to tip number 5. I am back. The rest of my makeup is finished, and now it's time for tip number 5. And it's gonna be about lashes. Okay, listen, I love a good full lash, but I feel like it's so impractical sometimes. And if you want to have that nice cat eye look, individual lashes are gonna be your best friend. These are honestly a little hack for me because I genuinely don't like wearing full lashes unless I'm doing like a really full-on beat, but even then I'll still consider using individuals. I feel like if you're opting for that more natural look and you want your lashes to look like your actual lashes, this is the way. And I'm gonna start off with the 12 mm length, and I'm gonna apply it underneath my actual lashes. And this just gives you that nice little flutter without doing too much. I personally like to apply 3 on each eye. I decided to ditch the little applicator that they give you because it keeps getting stuck and it's annoying me, but you could literally just use your fingers as well to apply these. And you could just squeeze that into your lashes so that they don't come off. They really do give that subtle but noticeable difference. There you guys go. These are 5 makeup tips that I absolutely love that will enhance your makeup routine. These are tips that I definitely think will help you in improving your makeup and also making sure that it's going to last you. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll definitely make sure to list a full breakdown of the products that I used, but also let me know if you guys want any more tips, tricks, or any other video requests. I would love to know your guys' thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.